Hello everyone, Delight here. Welcome to A Delightful Life. I am currently riding my bike home from work, and it's raining and it's really noisy because I'm on the road. But I had to record this because it all came to me while I was riding and I wanted to get it all. So anyway, this is going to be an episode talking about loving yourself. It's a subject that is very near and dear to my heart because I honestly just recently became aware of the fact that I didn't love myself, and for the last 44 years I lived in a state of not loving myself. And I was miserable. I was a miserable person to be around. I made people miserable because I was insanely unhappy, and I didn't love myself, and I hated myself. And that in turn, it kind of makes you not like anyone else. But I went through a whole lot of crap. Sorry, turning here. Went through a whole lot of crap to figure out what exactly I needed to do to love myself. And I want to share it with you because I watched a lot of videos and I read a lot of books, and I think the hardest part about the whole thing was not truly understanding what I was even looking for. It was like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Well, I didn't know what love was, so I didn't really know what I was searching for. What was the feeling that I was trying to get? I realized that on this journey, while I thought I loved everyone, that because I didn't love myself, I didn't actually love them in the way that I should have. It wasn't that I didn't love them or that I hated them. It was that I wanted to love them desperately. But I didn't really understand what love was, so I couldn't really give them the love that they wanted because I didn't know how to accept what they were able to give me. I had an idea of what I wanted, mostly put together from various books and romantic movies, which I absolutely despise because they don't really and truly give you an actual idea of what love really is. It is all pretend movie crap that is not real. And if that's what you're looking for, stop. Just stop. You're not going to get there this way. You're just going to make yourself even more miserable than you are. So don't do it. It's a trap. Get out while you can. Anyway, I had love. There's a good way that I thought of to explain this. Okay, let's say it is your birthday or Christmas or whatever holiday or celebration kind of thing that you get gifts from people, and you get asked by whoever you love. Sorry, it's so noisy. I'm right next to the highway. You get asked by the person you love, what do you want for your whatever gift that you want? And you say, I really, really want a diamond. I want a diamond ring. And I want it to be really expensive. And your birthday comes, and you're looking all over for your box. You know it's not going to be a very big box because, you know, it's a diamond ring. It's not going to be that big. Well, there is no little box, but instead, your loved one hands you a set of keys. And you go, what is this? And they say, well, you know, for the amount of money that I spent on this diamond ring, or could have spent on this diamond ring, I bought you a car. It's really brand new, nice, beautiful car. And hi, it was a puppy. Anyway, you're not happy, and you say, well, this car is, well, it's brand new, and I guess it's really nice looking, but that's not what I wanted. You can't do anything right. All I wanted was a ring, and you bought me a car. Can you see, looking from the outside in, how ridiculous that sounds? You're mad because somebody bought you a brand new car instead of a diamond ring. What does a diamond ring do for you? Nothing. It sits on your finger. It's a rock. But they bought you a perfectly nice car, and you're angry about it. Well, this is what happens when you don't love yourself. You have a perfectly wonderful brand new car, and you just sit and pout because you don't have a diamond ring. And it makes no sense to the person who got it for you. They understood that you really wanted a ring, but they thought it was more practical to spend that same amount of money on a car that you needed. But you don't see it because you don't understand what love is. You can't understand because you don't love yourself. When you love yourself and they ask you that same question, what do you want? And you say, there is nothing that you can get me that I don't already have. Nothing at all. So anything you get me will just improve my life. So just get me whatever you want. And let's say they come back to you and they knitted you a pair of socks, but they don't really knit, and they look terrible, and they're ugly. But you look at these socks and you think, oh my God, this is the most amazing gift that anybody has ever given me. And it is, because they made it. And it's what they had to give. And it was what they knew how to give. And that's what loving yourself feels like. It feels like you don't need the love of anybody else, because you already have more than enough inside you. You have everything that you could ever want and need right there inside you. And if everybody in the world that you knew left or was just disappeared one day, you would feel their loss, but it wouldn't be as devastating. You would feel it, but you know that you would survive because you have yourself, and you are really the only person who can love you. You are the only person who can love you the way that you want to be loved. And once I realized this, and it took me 44 years, I fell in love with myself. I became it was like waking up from a nightmare. It was amazing. The feelings that I had were just beautiful. I never experienced it ever. But then another magical thing happened, and I could allow everybody that I knew and cared about to love me in their own way, to love me the only way that they knew how. Yeah, that's okay. They could, whatever they were willing to give me was perfectly fine. And I stopped being so negative. And the love came freely. I didn't have to beg or berate people or nag them or try to make them feel bad. It just came because the love that I was projecting from myself was so great that it just kind of encompassed everybody, and they felt it and they felt compelled to give it back. And that's what I want for everyone. And that's why I'm telling this story, because it took me so long to figure it out. And I read countless books, and that was the hardest part. I didn't really know where I was going or where I was supposed to go. But here I am. And I'm glad I took the time to do it. And I hope that you do too. And I think when I get inside and I'm not being poured on anymore, and it's not super loud, and hopefully this recording came out clear enough that you can hear me above all the background noise. Hopefully, you'll see it. But, when you project the hate that you had for yourself onto others, it hurts everyone, including yourself. And you need to not, first thing that you have to do is give up that hate for yourself. You'll never stop hating other people until you do that. You can't find the love that you're looking for in the TV or, in the internet. Well, okay, I take that back. You can, but you have to look for it. You can't just watch mindless YouTube videos and expect to find the love, You have to go searching for a way to find that love. And it's not going to be in a video game or listening to an album. Those are all distractions, and they're there for a reason. They want you to stay the same way that you are miserable. Yourself wants that. It believes it's who you are, and you're not that person. Trust me. After 44 years, I, at this moment, don't really and truly know who I am exactly. I know who I am not, though, and I am not the person that I used to be. I am not that angry, hateful, rage-filled, unloving, unlovable, toxic person that I used to be. And I don't ever want to go back to that person. And you know what? There's only one person who can make you that way, and there's only one person who can save you from it. And that person is you. That's it. Just you.
Alright, well, I did make it home safely. Sorry about all the noise. It was pretty noisy out there, but I got to see a really cute puppy, and at one point, a guy was coming towards me on the bike, and I ended up having to move onto the other side. That's why he said sorry. But as you can tell from my voice, things don't bother me anymore. I don't get angry. I just, things happen. It's how things are. That's how life is. But I hope you enjoyed my little kind of rant about loving yourself. It is really important to me, and I want to make another video. This one's a little bit long, so I won't add more length to it, just to let you know that I did make it home, and I dried myself off. But there were a lot of really good points that I had yesterday, and that's why I decided to record it while I was going. And I contemplated re-recording it, but I just there was too much passion in it, so I left it as noisy as it was. Sorry about that, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to make another recording for how to go about, like, the steps that I took and what I had to do to get to the point that I am right now. And honestly, it's been since June that I started working on this, June of 2018, and it's now October. And I've progressed a lot faster than I first started reading about. A lot of things said that it would take, years, or I don't know if they're really accurate or if I am just incredibly driven. We'll leave it at that. It doesn't matter. The fact is that I am doing it, and from my experience that the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. So if you go into it half-assed and only, partly trying, which I have honestly done before. A couple of years ago, I tried the same thing. I didn't get very far. I read a couple of articles, I read a book, and I watched a couple YouTube videos, and I did some half-assed meditation. And I failed at it. I ended up right back to where I was, and I was very unhappy. But this time I was a little bit more driven, and I actually made an effort. And I did have to fake it in the beginning, but then I could tell instantly when the faking it started being real. And I just started having all of these good feelings bubbling up inside me, and the profound sense of love I had for myself. I stopped being afraid to be alone. I used to be afraid to be alone. I didn't like being alone. I didn't like going to do things on my own. I just always wanted somebody with me. I had to invite everyone, and no one would ever come, but and then I would make them miserable or feel guilty, and I did the things that I was taught. But I've broken those habits, and now I actually kind of prefer to be alone. I am pretty happy, just chilling on my own, and I'll take long walks and just admire the beauty of things. And there was quite a few steps that I had to take to get there, and I'm going to share them all with you. Let me make another video before this one ends up being super stupid long, and let me post this one so you can enjoy it. I will see you in the next video, or well, I won't see you, but you will hear me in the next video. Have a great journey, and bye-bye.